Hello, I'm Carla and this is Charmaine. Thanks for joining us. Today's practice is very much for beginners. As a beginner of yoga, you want to concentrate on standing poses. And the standing poses today, I'll give you variations so that you have plenty of support. As a beginner, you might want to set your mat up near a wall so that you've got a wall for balance. There's not too many balance poses in this sequence, but you may need the wall for balance. It's also advisable to begin in our seated poses to have a few blankets with you. We'll be using a chair today, as well as a set of bricks and a bolster. So go grab your props and meet me back on the mat. Welcome back. We're going to start in Swastikasana. Swastikasana is when you're seated in a cross-legged position like Charmaine is. You want to take a little bit of height to sit on. The reason you take height is to get a tallness in the spine. So if your glutes, if your hamstrings are very tight and you end up sitting towards the tailbone side and unable to get the spine to lift, you want to roll that sacrum up and into the body to sit on the buttock bones. And if you still don't get a quietness and a release in the groins, if the knees don't descend, then you take a little bit of extra height underneath the buttocks so that hopefully with that extra height, you're able to get that lift of the sacrum, that extension of the spine, and a quietness in the legs as you descend the knees and let the knees and the thighs settle down. Today's poses, we are working into external rotation of the leg. So here in Swastikasana already, feel that the thighs wrap from the inside to the outside. The outer thigh descends at the root of the thigh, at the knees. See when you let the thighs settle down, that you find a quietness in the groins. Lift up from the buttock bones, extend up your spine. And with this tall spine, chest well open, bring your hands into the prayer position. On the exhalation, let your eyes gently close and draw your gaze inward. You're taking your focus to your breath. Feel that lift of the spine, that lift of the chest with each inhalation. And with each exhalation, quieten in the groins and let the knees and the thighs settle down. Each exhalation, also see that you're holding the muscles of the face in a relaxed manner. Release the jaw, release the tongue, and especially release the top shoulder. In the classic Iyengar practice, we begin our practice with the chanting of the 3 Oms and the invocation to Patanjali. But here, just be with your breath, where you're using your breath to bring your focus to your mat, to your body on your mat. You've set aside this time for your practice, so try to disconnect with the outside world and be present with your body, with your breath. On the exhalation, bow your head down. Take a moment to honor and salute the divinity within. And then releasing your hands into your lap. Keep the chest well lifted as you lift up your head and allow the eyes to flutter open and focus. With this tallness in your spine, keeping the legs grounded, you're going to lift up tall, and as you exhale, you're turning to the right. So the right hand goes behind you, the left hand comes across to grip up the knee. And don't just turn your head. Can you bring that right shoulder all the way around so that it crosses the midline of the leg? That back shoulder blade has to come in, and this top right shoulder left shoulder has to roll back so that the left side of the chest is open. And then you turn your head. That's the last thing to turn. Keep the shoulders still away from the ears. Back ribs are in so that the chest is well opened in this twist. And on the exhalation, go back to the center. Being centered here. Now with this tallness in your spine, this openness in your chest, keep the back ribs in, keep the top shoulders back and away. Exhale and turn to the left. When you turn to the left, grip that left knee with your right hand and bring that right shoulder all the way around. Feel that there's still openness in the right side of the chest. And as you exhale, you wring out the spine and you turn the shoulder girdle against the pelvic girdle. Be aware that you're not lifting up the knees. The knees stay down, especially the knee that you're gripping. Don't pull it up with you in your twist. On the next exhalation, you can then turn your head to complete the twist. Keep the back ribs in, chest well opened, and release on the exhalation, coming back to the center. From here, we're going to change the cross of the legs. So remember which leg you had in first. From Dandasana, you'll just cross up the legs again. And see, there's that rotation of the thighs. The thighs are descending, the sacrum is lifted, the spine is ascending. You want to keep the back ribs in and the broadness across the collarbones. So imagine that from the back armpit, you're moving forward to the front armpit, but keep the abdomen in its place so that you don't shrink the lumbar spine. With this extended spine, with softness in the abdomen, as you exhale, you're going to turn to the right. And as you turn to the right, use the hands to get that shoulder to come all the way around. Each exhalation, descend the knees and the thighs. Each inhalation, lift up tall. If you have a very long spine and short arms, you might need to have a brick or some support behind you for your hand. Exhale, turn, and take that right hand closer to the left buttock to see if that gives you a little bit more twist. And then finally complete the twist by turning the head. And you can turn the back of the hand against the thigh. What that does is creates a little bit more openness in the bicep and the chest. Then on the exhalation, unravel yourself, coming back to the center. Find that extension of the side body. And with that tallness in the spine, with the grounding, earthing of the legs, exhale, and on the exhalation, turn. Use the inhalation to lift the chest, to open the spine. Initially, keep the grip of the thigh so that you can bring that shoulder blade into the body and come right into a deep twist. Knees and thighs are pressing down. You press into the left hand to extend up your spine, open up your chest, and then you can turn the back of the hand to get a little bit more openness and turn the head to the left shoulder. See that the shoulders are away from the ears, chest is well lifted. Then on the exhalation, you can release back to the center. Take a few minutes here just to realign the sides of the body, and then we're coming to standing in Tadasana. So Tadasana is the feet together or the feet hip distance apart. As a beginner, menstruating woman, menopausal woman, absolutely you can take the feet hip distance apart. When you are in Tadasana, press into the heels, and with this pressing of the heels, do the knees lift, do the thighs engage. Keep a firmness, a compactness of the outer hips drawing in, outer thighs drawing in. Arms are not just hanging at the side. Lock the elbow, extend into the fingers, but with extension, not tension. So don't tense up the body. Just feel that the elbow is locked, the knees are firm, and the spine is fully extended. You have to pay attention to your front groins. If you have a tendency to lean forward and open the front groins, you squash the back, you compress the back, you'll give yourself backache over time. Some people have the buttocks sticking out and the chest protruding forward. So can you bring the tailbone to descend, a lift in the abdomen as you bring the middle buttocks forward, but keep the front thighs back. Stack your ankles, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, all in a straight line. Press into the heels. Tadasana is a great pose to do in the mirror because you can then gauge for yourself whether one shoulder is higher than the other. Perhaps you splay your calves. So in Tadasana, line up your spine, line up your joints of the body. And then we're going to come to Urdhva Hastasana. When you take the arms overhead, don't allow the thighs to swing forward. Be in Tadasana, keep the thighs back, the abdomen in its place, open the armpits, extend up the arms. You're locking the elbows and giving the arms a good full stretch, but on an exhalation, soften the top shoulder here. If your back at the top by the neck scrunches up, give it a little bit of space, and the triceps should then coil towards the face. Elbow is locked, arms are fully extended. Don't hold your breath when your arms are overhead. And then when you need to release, exhale, take the arms down and just rest. Here you can relax the arms and just be in more soft samastiti action. So for the next pose, we're going to make use of a chair. So grab your chair. If you are quite flexible in the hips, then this pose might be very easy for you on a chair, and you might want to maybe look at stacking some bricks or some shoulder balance foams onto the seat of the chair so that you can take your leg higher. We're coming to Utthita Pajva Hasta Pada Akunchasana. So Pada means leg, Utthita Hasta Pajva is to the side. So you're going to take your leg to the side. I'm on a very tall height. Charmaine is on a smaller height. You want to get this openness in the groin, this openness in the hips. You don't need to come to a very high height. Keeping the leg at a 90-degree action or a 90-degree shape actually gives you enough working in the leg for now. We want to keep this external rotation. So you're going to move the inner thigh up and the outer thigh down. And when you bring that movement of the inner thigh up and the outer thigh down, you want to also at the crease between the buttock and the thigh, can you lengthen that buttock down, tuck that sacrum and tailbone under, and get the hips level at the back. Then you want to extend from the inner groin to the inner knee. You can take your hand on the inside of the knee and push this knee back a little bit. When you push the knee back, don't allow the buttocks to go back. When you push the knee back, don't allow the front leg, the standing leg, to pop forward. So there's an openness in the groins, there's an openness in the pelvic region, and on both legs, there's a feeling that from the outer thigh, there's a drawing into the hips. Keeping the sacrum long, extend your arms to Utthita Hastasana, and from Utthita Hastasana, turn the palm up to the ceiling and take the arms up overhead to Urdhva Hastasana. And then stand on that standing leg and grow taller. And without the use of the arms, can you just use the breath? Inhale, stretch to the inner knee. Exhale, suck into that outer hip without disturbing the standing leg. On an exhalation, bring the hands down and take the leg down also. Then we're going to come to Utthita Pajva Hasta Pada Akunchasana. So we're going to come to this side. Standing in Tadasana near your chair. Take your left leg up now. The left heel is aligned with the arch of the standing foot. The right leg is perpendicular to the floor. For now, you've got a bend on that left leg. If you want to raise that foot up, you're welcome to. Now start working on all those actions. As you extend to the inner knee, you also want to turn the abdomen from left to right and keep that right thigh back. So you're opening that pelvic region. And on the back body, again, as you roll this outer thigh down, it has to come in as you take the knee out. See that left buttock hasn't bunched up. You've created length by lengthening that left lower back region, letting the kidney sort of spread and lengthen. Then take the hand against the front of the knee and see, can you encourage it back a little bit more? Keep the buttock tucking under. And with the right leg absolutely strong and stable, extend the arms to Utthita Hastasana. When you turn the palm up to the ceiling, wrap the whole upper arm, turn the whole upper arm to take the palm up, and then with the spread at the upper back, extend the arms to Urdhva Hastasana. Urdhva Hastasana, the arms come in line with the shoulders. Lock the elbows, right leg is strong. Keep breathing, use the inhalations to find buoyancy in the chest, lift in the body, and use the exhalations to concentrate on that grip of the buttocks as you move that knee back. Then releasing your arms at your sides, take the leg down, come back to Tadasana. So When you do Akshinchasana, because your leg is on the chair, it's a much easier pose, it's a much lighter pose. The classic pose, Utthita Hasta Parangustasana, you would, or Pajva Parangustasana, you would need to be able to, first of all, hold your foot, and second of all, balance. So Utthita Hasta Parangustasana is you come into this shape where the leg is out to the side and you're standing firm in Tadasana. As a beginner, though, you might not have the flexibility to do it. So we're going to stand with the left hand facing against the wall. So turn, have your left hand close to the wall. And you're also going to take a strap. I forgot to mention that you need a strap in your props. But if you're unable to hold your foot, absolutely you need a strap. And it's easier to make a little loop and hook your foot into the strap using the loop so that you don't have to grip with your fingers. You're going to make a small hoop, bend up your right leg. When you take your foot up, don't bring the hand on the outside, because when you bring your hand on the outside, you're scrunching the side body. You're encouraging this shortness by coming from here. If you come from the inside, you're able to better get that length of the side body when you go to Utthita Hasta Parangustasana. Yes. So be against the wall for balance, but can you stand tall on your standing leg? The leg that's raised, if you're unable to straighten it, bring the leg down, widen the strap, and then go back into it. And you want to try and find all those actions that you had just now with the leg on the chair, where you are opening that inner line of the leg and you're drawing into that outer hip. The hips are level, buttock is distending, and you're standing tall. Then you can bring the leg back in and release it. You'll turn around, we'll go to the other side. So you can hold the wall. Yeah, turn to the camera. When you're in Tadasana, take the foot up, lift your spine, lift your chest. You're welcome to come first through Padangustasana, where the leg is forward, before taking it out to the side. When you take the leg out to the side, see that you're not leaning your buttock to the wall. Push and stand firm on that standing leg. If you lose your balance, you're going to stand close to your support. Your standing leg must remain in Tadasana. So when you take the leg up, once you've got the leg up, extend the leg out to the side, and then see, has your weight shifted to the outer foot? This standing leg hip must be compact and in, so that the leg is perpendicular to the floor. You need to be able to control with that with that raised leg, that you don't go into the wall. So stand on your foot. Then when you're ready, you can release and come down. It's an incredibly hard thing to do, to not let that leg run away from you. So when you're in the pose, if you've got the support of you've got your support here, you're standing in Tadasana. When you come into it, you cannot let yourself lean. You have to get this outer hip in. But if I let this outer hip go, I'm going to fall. What you need to do is the leg that's raised, it mustn't just extend and go and go. It must come in. And then with this grip on both legs, hopefully you're able to manage to hold it and find your balance a bit better. So now we're going to repeat that, and we're going to challenge ourselves and see if we can do it without holding onto any support. If you're an absolute beginner, take some support. It's just nice sometimes to play around and with your balance and challenge yourself. So when you're ready, standing from Tadasana, come along the inside of the leg, grab hold of your foot or your strap, be steady as you take the leg out to Utthita Hasta Pajva Parangustasana. Pajva means leg to the side. Utthita is extended or stretched. Good job. Then when you found your balance, when you've been there for a few breaths, you bring the leg down, compose yourself in Tadasana. If you're using some support, turn around so that you can still hold on to the support. Then when you're ready, from Tadasana, focus your gaze, steady yourself, take that left leg up, be strong on the right leg. Once you've stabilized yourself, you extend the leg out to the side. So from Tadasana, there's firmness on the standing leg. This opposite hand can go up, can go in the waist, can go anywhere you like. Go for it. One side will be your stronger side, your more balanced side, your easier side. There will be another side that maybe isn't so, where you're not as adept on that side. And then when you've done for a few breaths, you'll release and come down. Be in Tadasana. Relax for a moment in Tadasana. We're coming now to Parigasan. And in Parigasan, if you've got a very thin mat, if you've got a very hard floor, if you have any knee issues, you're going to take a blanket, lay it out, and then you're kneeling on this blanket so that from the knee to the toes, you're on blanket. Go forward so your toes are on this. If you're unable to extend the ankle, if your ankle is stuck here, then absolutely, you take a whole pile of blankets to lean on so that when your knee is on, your foot can be off at an angle. But if the extension is not an issue for you, you're pressing that whole shin bone into the floor. Come to Tadasana with your body. So be in Tadasana with your body. Be active with your spine, open with your chest. In Parigasan, the shins for now are the foot of the pose. If you absolutely press the shins into the floor, it pushes the buttocks in and you almost come forward. So keep that contact of the shin on the floor. We're going to bend up the right leg. First, just have the leg bent out to the side at 90 degrees, like we did on the chair. This gives you a good opportunity to be working on the action of the hip and the buttock. So once you've got the leg at a 90, you can take the back of the hand against that right knee, take your left hand into your waist, and use this left hand to remind this pelvic bone to stay back and this left thigh to stay upright. You want to make sure that your bent leg, the buttock, is not sticking back or up. From the waist, lengthen the buttock down. Get that buttock bone to coil forward and quieten this buttock into the body. You want to push the knee back, but keep this root of the thigh drawing in. Once you've got that, you can extend the right leg. Try to get the foot facing out. Try to get the toes down. If they don't want to come down, you can take some support or you can turn the foot slightly. Keeping that right buttock in, extend your right arm up. And then exhale and stretch yourself over that right leg. Keep the right leg straight. If you can, put the back of the hand against the foot you do, against the leg. Keep this leg straight if you can. Press against the hand and use that to turn. The last thing to do is to look up. And then if it's within your practice and you're feeling stable, take the left arm up and stretch it while over. See, are you able to, without sticking the bum out and without scrunching the spine, can you slide that right hand towards the foot a bit more? Then press into the left shin. Use the inhalation to come up and bring that right leg back. If you're tired, you can sit in Vajrasana and just take a breath in Vajrasana before we repeat Parigasan to the other side. So you're going to come up onto your shins. You might need to move to this side of the blanket to give you space. Be on your shins and see that the shins are pressed down so that they are the grounding element in this pose. And first we're coming to bending your leg out to the side. Yes, foot is in line with the knee, this way. Foot is in line with the front knee. You're trying to keep this buttock in and down. You're finding that length of the inner thigh. You can pressurize the knee back gently. And with the opposite hand, remind that leg to stay alert and strong. You want to keep from this pelvic bone to the patella in a straight line. Usually when we extend the leg, it goes off. So now extend the left leg. Take the foot however you need to. Check that this right thigh is perpendicular to the floor. Then, keeping that length in the left buttock region, extend the left arm up. And then on the exhalation, off you go. The root of the left thigh moves back and in. You are strong on both legs, the right shin, the left leg completely. Keep the back ribs in so that the chest is open. Don't hold your breath here. And then when you're ready, inhale, take the top arm up and over. Lock that top elbow. Stretch the arm like Pajra Konasana, which we're going to be doing shortly. Lock the elbow and see, does this arm now slide more? Don't hold the breath. When you are ready, you connect that right shin into the floor. At the end of the exhalation, use that oomph to come up and inhale as you lift up. Bring the feet together, knees together. Sit for a moment in Vajrasana to catch your breath. We're coming now to Trikonasana. Trikonasana, most people know the triangle pose. And what you're trying to do is what we've been doing in Parigasana here, where you want to keep this buttock in. When you come to Trikonasana, you don't stick the buttock out and bring your chest forward. It's the same action as Parigasana. Buttock is in and you line yourself up over that front leg. So, standing in Tadasana in the middle of your mat. For beginners, it is better to step the feet apart, don't jump. So take the feet wide, extend your arms to Utthita Hastasana, and you know you've got the feet wide enough for Trikonasana when the ankles are directly underneath the wrist. So you have to widen your legs, make the outer edges of the feet parallel. At any point, if you need to take your hands into your hips, you do. In fact, take your hands into your hips for now and feel, are these pelvic bones aligned and straight? When we turn, you can turn the left toes a little bit in so that the foot is slightly angled. When you turn the right foot, you don't turn the right foot. Bring the foot back. When you turn, don't turn the foot, turn the whole leg. Turn the whole leg. The whole knee, the whole foot turns, and your hands are telling you whether you kept this horizontal spread, whether you kept the hips facing forward. Now, press into the feet and suck up the knees. The legs are working. Extend into the fingertips, Utthita Hasta arms. Firm up the elbows, firm up the knees. And on an exhalation, you're going to push into the leg. Bring this right hip to the left. Inhale and stretch over to Trikonasana. And now in Trikonasana, you're resting the hand on the shin. Rest the hand on the shin. Yeah, it's no longer a Parigasana hand. You're resting there wherever you can reach. For beginners, you are absolutely welcome to bend this elbow and take the hand in the waist. The hand in the waist is lovely because if I turn this elbow back, it helps to move my whole chest. Right buttock is in and this left thigh has to move back. There's a slight firmness and grip in the buttocks. Make sure you're extending your spine fully, you're lifting the chest, and when you feel ready, then you can extend this top arm so that the two arms are perpendicular to the floor. See that your chest is still open. The last thing you can do if you'd like is to look up at the ceiling. If you have no neck injuries, that's possible. Then exhale. At the end of the exhalation, push off the right foot. Inhale, use the inhalation to come up. Take your hands in your waist as you turn your feet forward. Get the feet parallel to each other. And then when you've composed yourself, when you've caught your breath, extend the arms. See that the legs are as wide as you need for Trikonasana. So wider. Now, turn the right toe slightly in, right heel out. Turn the whole left leg so that from the root of the thigh, this knee has to face all the way around. Turn the left foot, turn the left leg. Then firmness in the legs. Tailbone is tucking under, abdomen is lifted, chest is lifted, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, go to the left. Trikonasana to the left side. When you're in Trikonasana, you can take the top hand in the waist and then use that elbow to turn the right side of the chest. See that the back of the head lines up with the tailbone. So buttock is in, and you have to move your chest back. Check that you're not bending your spine. So the right ribs come in, the left side of the spine is long, shoulders away from the ears. When you're ready, you can extend that right arm up. Feel that freedom of the chest as you spread across from fingertip to fingertip. Breathe. Suck up the knees, make the legs strong and active. And when you're ready to come up, you use your breath. At the end of the exhalation, use the oomph of that exhalation to lift and the inhalation to come up. Turn the left toes in, step the feet together, take the hands at your sides. Just be in the soft Tadasana position for a few breaths to recover. Now we're going to come to Utthita Parshvakonasana. For many people, the distance between the feet for Utthita Parshvakonasana is wider than Trikonasana. And for most people, getting the hand on the floor when the knee is bent is not really easy to do. So Utthita Parshvakonasana, you're going to bend to a 90-degree shape with that leg. For beginners, we're going to start where you're taking the elbow onto the knee, and I'm using that leverage to push the knee back to open my chest. Then when I come up, there's a long straight line from the top hand to the toes. When you've extended fully, when you're ready to come up, at the end of the exhalation, press off the feet and use the inhalation to come up. We are using the hand, the elbow on the knee, so that if you are here in Parshvakonasana, where your bum is sticking out and your knees coming forward, you're able to use that pressure of the hand on the knee to move the leg back, move the buttock in before completing the pose. So we'll have a break if necessary. You're going to come to Utthita Hasta Padasana, spreading the legs, spreading the arms. Remember, you want to be a little bit wider than Trikonasana. Now, turn the left toes in, turn the whole right leg out. Inhale, and as you exhale, bend the right knee. Keep the left leg strong. Then, as you exhale, bring the elbow onto the knee. Rest on the knee, bend to get this leg to a 90-degree. If the knee is coming beyond the ankle to do that, step the back foot back. Back. Good. Now, pushing this knee back, you've got your top hand in the waist. Be like a superhero. Open up your chest. Rest on the knee. Rest on it. Yes. That's fine. Push it back. Beautiful. With the chest well opened, take the top hand up and over. Don't unbend the knee. Keep the back leg strong and pressing into the outer foot. Breathe. Breathe continually. Don't hold the breath. When you're ready to come up, at the end of the exhalation, you push off, you start to straighten, and you use the inhalation to come up. We're going to go to the right side again. So take the legs wide, turn the right toes all the way. The whole right leg turns. Now I'm giving Charmaine a brick, and she'll lower the brick as she needs. First, Utthita Hasta arms. Then exhale, bend the right knee. Bend the right knee. From bending the right knee, widen the stance if you need it. Keeping this right leg bent, exhale and bring the arm down in front of the foot for now. In front of the foot is not the classic pose, but it's great for beginners. You can complete the pose by taking the top hand up and over, or you can keep it in the waist. You can see here she's very jammed. She can go further down, so don't stop yourself. If you can get to a lower brick, you do. Don't unbend. Keep that back leg strong. And you decide for yourself how low the brick needs to go. The whole time you're trying to keep a 90-degree bend with the leg, straight plumb line with the top side. Then when you're ready, push off the brick, push off the right foot, come to standing, turn the feet, bring the feet together to Tadasana to have a rest in between. Take a few recovery breaths in Tadasana. We're going to come back to Parshvakonasana to the left. So Utthita Parshvakonasana. See that you're wide enough. Turn the right toes in slightly so that the foot is only slightly angled. Turn the whole left leg out. As you exhale, keep the body upright. Exhale, bend the knee. Then, with this back leg absolutely strong and resisting, extend your body over and take your elbow onto your thigh. Push the knee back. Push the knee back. Bend a little bit more. Yes. Bring that left leg to a 90 degree. Remember, you can take the top hand in the waist if you need. If the arm is up overhead, it's right overhead and the elbow is locked. When you've got the hands on the waist, it's so easy to just move the elbows back to lift the chest. So use this to open up and then complete the pose by taking the top hand up and over. Stretch that top hand to get massive stretch on the side body. When you're ready, press off the foot, use the inhalation to come up, turn the foot, have a rest for a moment, taking your hands down, not in Tadasana, you can keep your legs wide. Now turn the left foot, make sure the right foot is slightly angled in. I've got the brick already on the low height. Stretch the arms to Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, bend the left knee. Then you're going to extend yourself over the leg, coming to the side. Pajva means side. Kona is angle. With the hand in the waist, you have the chance to open up the chest, but also use the hand in front of the knee to move the knee back. Bend that leg to get to a 90 degree. When you're ready and you've got length in the back waist, especially on the left side, extend the right arm up and over. Lock that elbow. It's a straight plumb line. Don't hold the breath here. Soften the gaze. Don't hold the breath. Breathe. When you're ready, strong legs. At the end of the exhalation, push up and use the inhalation to find that buoyancy to come up. Bring the feet together. Rest for a moment. Recover for a moment in Tadasana. So Pajva Konasana, Trikonasana and Pajva Konasana, the two poses we just did, are the poses that help you to get into Ardha Chandrasana. Ardha Chandrasana is the half moon pose. It's a very challenging pose for beginners. So I recommend you start out with a brick. Over time, as you improve your flexibility, you'll drop the brick. I recommend also that you use the wall for balance. If you don't need the wall for balance, don't use it. There's various ways you can use the wall. For today, we're going to have the back against the wall so that it's helping me with alignment and balance. Then you're going to turn your feet. You're going to come to Trikonasana already using the brick. Bend the knee, step the hand forward. The back leg has to come in. Then you take the weight on the standing leg, lift the raised leg, and extend the standing leg and extend your arm. Because I'm on the wall, I can really work on getting that movement of the buttock. I can work on that extension of the chest. I don't have to stress about balance. But if you're comfortable with this pose, do it without support. So come to the left side of your mat. Have your brick near the right. Spread the legs for Utthita Trikonasana. Give yourself a little bit of room for your buttocks. Then turn the whole right leg out. Left toes can turn in slightly. Widen the left foot out a bit for Trikonasana. Now, go to Trikonasana using your brick. Triangle pose. From Trikonasana, bring the brick in line with your ankle. From Trikonasana, be strong here with two straight legs. Feel that openness of the chest. Feel the wall's got your back, literally. Then bend your knee to Pajva Konasana. Keep the top hand just straight up. Now, step the right hand forward and the left foot forward. Step the right hand forward more. Step the right hand forward. Don't try go up. First, step forward. Step forward. Yes. Step forward with this leg. Yeah. Now, once you've narrowed the distance, then this foot can take weight. So now, stand on that right leg, take your weight onto your right arm, and lift the left leg up. Extend the left arm up to the ceiling. Try to straighten the right leg with strong thighs, not just jamming your knee. If you're here and you're comfortable and you're flexible and both legs are straight, you can drop that brick. You can take it lower. Make sure that the hand is far enough forward that you can extend this right side of the body. When you're ready to come out, don't just drop this foot. Extend the left leg and bend the right leg with control. Then take the left leg back, straighten the right leg up to Trikonasana, and then come out. Turn the feet and come to Tadasana. And just have a recovery breath or two in Tadasana. When you want to go to the other side, go to the right side of your mat so that you've got space to the left to go into Trikonasana. So be close enough to the wall, step the legs wide, have your buttocks touching the wall. Okay. Your brick is ready. The buttocks are touching the wall. You're not leaning into the wall. Extend your arms, Utthita Hasta Padasana. Turn. Come a little bit closer to this side because otherwise you're going to run out of space. Turn the heels out. Widen the legs. Yes. Now come a little bit away from the wall. Turn the whole left leg. Extend yourself over to the brick for Utthita Trikonasana. Leg is straight in Trikonasana. Yes. In Trikonasana, find your stability there. Be against the wall. Now, from Trikonasana, when you bend the leg, you have to bring that back foot forward so that you can stand on that leg to move. So bring the back foot in, take the left hand forward, step it forward, and then when you're ready, stand on that left leg to come up. Stand on the left leg to come up. Good job. Be against the wall. The left foot shouldn't turn. If the left foot has turned, you haven't kept that left buttock in. When you're on the wall, it's so much easier to correct these things. When you're trying to balance, it's very, very challenging to keep that foot that way. The foot always turns when you let the buttock go. When you've been in Ardha Chandrasana for a few breaths, you can press the back of that right hand into the wall and see about the back of the right hand and see about maybe coming away from the wall a fraction with the buttock. And then when you're ready, bend the leg with control, step the right foot well back, straighten the left foot to Trikonasana, and then come up. Take the feet together, rest for a moment in Tadasana. Standing poses can be very challenging. If you have time, you'd want to repeat Ardha Chandrasana and maybe try and challenge yourself with your balance. So if you want to repeat Ardha Chandrasana, there's a few ways you can. You can repeat it as we did with the back against the wall. The other option is to be against the wall, come to Trikonasana, bend the knee, use the hand along the wall to help you to come into the pose. And then if you've got your balance, you can then come away from the wall a little bit, right? So there's various ways to practice Ardha Chandrasana. It is a wonderful pose for backache, and the twisted pose of it, the Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana, also excellent. We're coming to the end of our sequence now, so we're going to have a recovery breath or two in Prasarita Padottanasana. In Prasarita Padottanasana, again, you want to spread the legs as wide as you have them for Trikonasana. Do you want to go more to that side? And then make sure that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to each other and to the outer edges of the mat. Be wide enough. Don't be tempted to go too wide, but be wide enough that when you extend the hands in Utthita Hastasana, that the wrists line up with the ankles. Then taking your hands on your hips, suck up the knees, draw up the thighs, keep the spine long, and as you extend forward, you don't want to come to the full pose just yet. You're bringing your hands underneath the shoulders. See that you're not letting the buttocks swing back. You want the buttocks over the heels, sacrum into the body. So you're not bending forward here. You bring the buttocks forward and you extend your spine. If you have the capacity to go to the full Prasarita Padottanasana, quietly settle the head down, move the hands back, and come to the full Prasarita Padottanasana, or be here where there's quietness in the head, the breath is just moving smoothly, but the legs are holding you strongly. Prasarita Padottanasana is a wonderful pose for beginners to practice because as you begin, as you start to want to explore Shirshasana, the head balance, it comes from Prasarita Padottanasana, having the head down, having the spine extended, starting to take weight on the head. Prasarita Padottanasana is where you learn that kind of descending action of the spine for Shirshasana. Keep the arches lifted, the knees strong. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders to extend the spine. If you feel any strain in the ankles, the knees, the hips, absolutely heel toe in first. Otherwise, you can come and bring your body to an upright position and then heel toe in to bring the legs in. We are completing our practice with Setu Bandha. Setu Bandha is, we're doing a supported Setu Bandha. This is where you will need your bolster and you will also need your bricks. So you want to keep your bricks hip distance apart, and the bricks are going to be against the wall so that when you rest your feet, you're going to rest the feet on the bricks. If you find the bricks very hard, you can put a blanket or a foam over it. You need to measure up your bolster so that when I've got my feet raised, if your buttocks are going to be here, your back, your shoulders, the bolster must catch you at the edge of the shoulder blades so that the shoulder blade pours over the bolster. You can see this is a rather flat bolster, so we're going to stack it with some blankets. And when you stack it with some blankets, it's going to give you a little bit of height. If you do not have a very flexible back, don't give yourself too much height. So you're sitting facing your bricks to the front end of the bolster, and you want to keep your knees bent and your feet on the floor until the last moment. Then you're going to lie down on the bolster, making sure you are straight. Let the upper back curve over, move your ponytail if you need to, and get the shoulders and the back of the neck onto the floor. So you have to push into the feet. The buttocks and the flesh of the back slides towards the feet as you drag yourself to the head side. Once the shoulders are convincingly on the floor, back of the neck is long, then carefully you're going to take up 1 foot at a time and see, did you measure yourself up? I'm a centimeter short. Did you measure yourself up that you're sufficiently close to the wall that your feet are on your bricks? And then let go the arms. Charmaine is a little bit hemmed into the wall here, so just for demonstration purposes that you can see, but ideally you want the arm to turn from the inside out, the palm faces up in a gesture of receiving. You can soften the hand like Shavasana, but the arms are slightly away from the body. So for beginners, Setu Bandha is a lovely pose to get you into that Jalandhara Bandha action of shoulder balance, where the back of the neck is long, the chin and the chest come together, and there's quietness in the throat. You can quieten yourself now, let the eyes close, just be in this Setu Bandha shape. Setu Bandha is a lovely restorative for after your practice. If you're not doing shoulder balance, it does give you just a little bit of a shoulder balance. It's part of the Sarvangasana family. So the other way to release the legs after we've done all these standing poses would be in Viparita Karani. Viparita Karani, you want the same support right here by the shoulder blades. You want this lengthening of the body. And in Viparita Karani, both legs are extended up against the wall. So if I was a wall, Charmaine would have her legs up. So we're going to come to Viparita Karani now. Bend your knees, roll to the side, off your bolster, stay on your side. Stay on your side where your hip and your shoulder are on the same level. You can bend your knees and be comfortable. Just get the spine in a neutral position before rolling onto the side to come up. So roll off to come up. Now, the support will be in the same place, but because I've got the legs up the wall, I'm going to have the bolster a little bit away from the wall. So I've got a fist or a brick space here between the wall and the bolster. And the easiest way to get into it is to do a forward roll into it, but most people are quite alarmed by that. So you want your buttocks in this little groove. You want your backs and shoulders supported and the shoulder blades supported, and you want the shoulders here and the head there. So if I want my shoulder here, I'm going to start by placing my shoulder there. Then I'm going to use my hand, use my legs to lift my buttocks, roll onto the bolster, make sure the back of the neck is long, and settle there in Viparita Karani. So Viparita Karani, you can go into it. Buttocks go to the wall. Get your shoulder where you want your shoulder to end up, and then lifting your knees, using your opposite hand, roll. Get the buttocks to the wall, the legs relaxed, arms have to clear the bolster, so just settle them either in Uttita Hasta. If the cactus pose with the arms bent is more comfortable for you, then do that. Whatever arm position works for you. There's a lovely openness in the chest. There should be a full support of the back, and the buttocks are almost sloping on the other side of the bolster. Again, you have to gauge for yourself how much height works for you. Here, the legs are in a relaxed position, even though they're raised. A very restful position for the legs, a nice, soothing, quietening position for the heart, opens the solar plexus and the diaphragm region, nice, smooth, open abdomen. So already you can bring yourself to a state of Shavasana here. We are going to finish off our practice today in Shavasana, but this is more a restorative before we go into Shavasana. A lot of the times with standing poses, they can be exhausting. So although they're brilliant for beginners and they get your body strong and accustomed to the asanas, they can be very tiring. So a few moments in Viparita Karani, a really nice way to finish off your practice. When you're ready to come out, there's two ways to come out of Viparita Karani. One would be to push yourself off the bolster into the middle of the room. The other is to roll off onto the side. When you roll off onto the side, take your butt right off the bolster so that you're lying flat on your side in the fetal position. So bend the knees, roll off, and then just scoot, roll to the side, scoot yourself off the bolster so that your spine is in a neutral, flat position. Shavasana is lying down on your back. Shavasana, if you're in a cold room, now the body's quietening down after the restoratives, you want to maybe have your warm bits and pieces on, or even have a blanket to cover yourself. The only other props you need for Shavasana are a blanket for the head, maybe, and if you need something for under the knees, a round bolster or a rolled blanket is great. So once you've released out of Viparita Karani, lie on your back with your head supported and your knees bent. It's customary to go into Shavasana with the knees bent. First of all, you can easily sweep the buttock flesh away. You can lengthen the spine, release the back body. And it also gives the body a chance for the abdomen to quieten here. There's softness in the abdomen because the knees are bent. Once you've settled the spine, the back, the buttocks, then slowly extend one leg at a time. When the legs are together, you can always raise your head up to check whether you're in a straight line. And then from here, let go the legs. If the feet want to come apart a little bit wider to give you more spread in the pelvis, more release, take the feet apart. Let the legs roll from the inside to the outside. Allow the feet to turn from the big toe to the small toe. There's absolute release in all of the limbs. The back of the hand is on the floor. The palm is open, but the fingers are curled and soft. So don't close the palm and make it small. Don't make a fist, and also don't extend the fingers hard. Softness in the palm and the fingers. Softness in the soles of the feet. Close your eyes and bring softness to the face. From that softness of the face, release down the spine, quieten the abdomen, the buttocks, the hips, down the legs to the toes. Make sure that when you soften the skin and muscles of the face, you've let loose the jaw, the throat is soft, and the top shoulder is also quiet and released. And from that soft release of the shoulders, let go all the way to the fingertips. Make sure that the body feels comfortable. So if there's a little bit of skin trapped under one shoulder or the buttock, adjust so that the body is completely, quietly, evenly placed, that there's going to be no disturbance for your Shavasana. And then For the next few cycles of breath, let the exhalation be a little bit full. Let the exhalation take you into a deeper, quieter Shavasana. So soft inhalation and this extended, surrendering exhalation, as if every cell of the body is sighing and releasing and letting loose with the exhalation. If thoughts come, acknowledge them, release them, come back to your breath, come back to your body. Shavasana is a conscious relaxation. It's not a time to fall asleep, but it's also not a time to let the mind wander. Keeping your focus on your breath, on the quietness of your body. Can you quieten your mind too? And just be in the last few moments of Shavasana. The way the exhalations took you into your Shavasana, start to let the inhalations become a little bit fuller, a little bit deeper. Let the inhalation slowly draw you back to your body on the mat. And one at a time, bring your hands to rest anywhere on your torso where it's comfortable for you. Once again, connecting with your body, with your breath. On the next breath in, stretch your arms over your head. Give your body a long, deep stretch. You can yawn or sigh the breath out. And then bending your knees, lazily roll onto your right-hand side. You want to keep your head cradled in your right arm, so keep your right arm up. Cradle your head in your right arm. You can also bring your knees into your chest a little bit so that there's a little bit of a release of the back body. And let the left side of the body just hold you in this quiet Shavasana state for a few moments. When it feels that you're ready to come up, that your eyes are ready to open, going to keep this quietness. Use your left hand, pressing to the floor, come up slowly, bringing the head up last. Once you're upright, sit in any comfortable position that works for you. Lift up your spine, bring the hands into the prayer position, and once again, close the eyes. Check in with how you're feeling. And with a small smile on your face, take a moment to give thanks for the health and strength of your body. On the next breath in, gently allow the eyes to flutter open and focus. Namaste. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Charmaine. We'll see you next time.